Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today we'll be making a rib rub, one of my favorites. I have August here, he's going to help me out. In this container we already have a half a teaspoon of cinnamon and a half a teaspoon of celery salt. So next we're going to add a 1/4 cup of brown sugar. Can you get it in the bowl, buddy?
Oh!
Good job.
Oh,
good job. Good job.
Smush that down.
Smush it down. Okay, then we're going to add approximately 2 teaspoons of salt. I brought it down to 1. I don't like mine quite as salty. Again, the recipe will be in the description and at the end. We're also going to add 2 teaspoons of black pepper. Get it in there. That's okay.
Yeah.
That's perfectly fine, buddy.
Yeah, perfect.
Next,
We're going
we're going
to add
to add a teaspoon of garlic powder. Stuff it right on in.
Okay.
Okay, next, we're going to add a teaspoon of onion powder. Right on in there, buddy. And then we have 2 teaspoons of smoked paprika. We only had 1, so we used 1 teaspoon of smoked paprika and 1 teaspoon of regular paprika. We're going to dump that in.
Is this the regular?
It's both. And you get that all in there. And then this is cayenne pepper. It's very spicy, buddy. So we're just going to put just a little dab in there. The recipe asks for about a 1/4 teaspoon. We're going to use probably half of that. And now comes the fun part, buddy. You ready for this?
Uh-huh.
So we're going to close this up.
And then shake it.
How did you know? You ready? Hold on, let me get that lid popped on there. Now give it a shake. Shake it hard, buddy. Shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it. All right, let's take a look. Give it a good little, you did so good. All right.
Now it all looks like a different kind. What is it?
It's a rib rub. You want to smell it? It smells so good. That's going to be really good on our ribs. All right, hang tight. We're going to be adding this to our ribs here in just a moment. Okay, before applying our rub to our ribs, we're going to pat it down.
To get the pig's ribs off?
No, we're just going to pat it down to get some of the juices off. It helps the rub stick a little bit better. So we're going to rotate them over and pat them down too. All right. So now what we're going to do
is add this.
Yep, let's open it up. I don't want you to pour it all on there. I want you to put just a little bit on there, okay?
Why not all?
We will, but I want half on the bottom, a little less than half on the bottom, and a little more than half on the top. So just sprinkle it on very gently. Let's do it like this.
Thought we had a sprinkler.
Just like that. Okay.
Then flip it over.
We're gonna rub this in.
Why do we have to put it in the pig's ribs?
Because that's how we're gonna flavor it. Rub it nice and in.
Do you feel how it's a little wet?
Yeah.
Why?
Because that's the membrane of the ribs. Okay. And now we're going to flip it over.
And are we gonna eat it?
We're gonna eat it later this week. And now we are going to add quite a generous amount.
Can I do it?
Yeah, you want to rub it in? Just remember, we got to wash your hands before you put your hands in your mouth, okay? Okay, we're going to rub it in like we're massaging them ribs, boy. Get it in there, nice and good.
Did a farmer get these?
A farmer raised the pig so that we can enjoy it.
Did you go get it?
We bought it from the store. Got to thank the farmer though, because without farmers we don't have food.
Well,
So thank you to all the farmers out there raising these pigs and chickens to make all of our yummy foods.
But did someone shoot a pig?
No, it was processed probably at a plant, but we are very grateful that we have access to this kind of food. We're gonna put some more on there, buddy.
Yep. I'll rub it down.
And that is the end of the rub. We're gonna rub it in.
That's it. All of it. We used all of it.
Yep.
Yeah, but why do we have to wash our hands before we put our hand in our mouth?
Because you can get sick from the pigs. The ribs should be cooked thoroughly. So we got those good and rubbed in. Our next step is we're going to put this into a vacuum sealed bag so that we can enjoy it later. I want these to marinate really good with the dry rub. This is something new. I haven't done this before, so I'm going to give it a try. I'm going to put it in a vacuum sealed bag and let it marinate for a couple of days.
A big bag?
And then
a giant bag?
We'll enjoy it later. All right, hang tight while I get that vacuum sealed bag and get the ribs in it. Now we got our ribs in a vacuum sealed bag.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's my other little one down there. We're gonna close our vacuum sealer. And August, come here. I want you to click that button right there.
This one?
That one, yep. Click it. There you go. All right, it's gonna suck up all the air out. You see it? See it vacuuming up all the air out of it?
What is the brown stuff air?
Nope.
The holes in there? I see it!
And now it's going to seal it. We'll wait for the light to go off.
It's all vacuumed.
All right.
Is that what you usually do?
No, this is something different that he's trying. So now that it is sealed, we'll take it out of our sealer. And that is a pre-marinated dry rub set of ribs. We're gonna eat these later this week, and they're gonna be delicious.
Yeah, it rubbed all the air off and got all brown.
Yeah, pulled all the air out, and now the seasonings are gonna just really
But
get in
where
there.
is the air in that?
It draws it out through a vacuum. All right, thank you again for everyone who's watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share with your friends.
Yeah.
And we'll have a taste test shortly for these ribs. All right, now our ribs have had the dry rub and in the freezer for 3 days.
Yep.
So now on to the cooking part, and this is where some of the tips come in. So I'm gonna go ahead and we've already preheated our oven. It's on its way up to 400. We're gonna bake them for an hour and a half. So now we're going to slide
it under the pan.
Slide it onto the pan. And the pan has a cooking rack inside it.
On the ribs.
Next, we're going to be adding 1.5 cups of water underneath our pan, not on our ribs, but underneath. And that's going to help keep our ribs nice and moist and cooked through. Sometimes I use orange juice or apple juice with the water to kind of add some more flavor, but today we're just going to do water. Our next step is we're going to cover our ribs with some aluminum foil. Just like so.
Can I put it on?
Yeah, bud. Take our 2 sides in the middle and kind of fold them down together. just like that. The next step is as soon as our oven gets up to temperature, we're going to throw them in again at 400 for an hour and a half. I usually like doing them around 300 for about 2.5 hours, but because of time tonight, kind of boosting up the temperature and cooking them a little bit faster. All right, hang tight. We'll be putting these in the oven in just a few minutes. So August, can you open up the oven for us? Pull. There you go, buddy. And so now we're gonna add. We're gonna add our ribs.
And then me again.
All right, close it up, buddy. Can you? All right, and we're gonna set our cook timer for an hour and a half. All right, ribs will be done in an hour and a half. After an hour and a half, the ribs are gonna come out of the oven. It's hot, buddy. And now we will open these up, and then we're gonna baste them with some barbecue sauce. Hang tight, I'll show you what they look like before the barbecue sauce. And these are the ribs. They look fall off the bone good. So next I'm gonna add a little bit of barbecue sauce to throw a glaze on there, and then they will be ready to eat. All right, hang tight. All right, we're gonna add our barbecue sauce. We'll use our little brush here to kind of brush it all over. These would be perfectly good even without the barbecue sauce. However, my family likes some sweet barbecue sauce glazed onto our ribs. Smells so good. All right. We're gonna pop these back in the oven for just a few more minutes to let that glaze do its thing, and then it'll be time to eat those. All right, hang tight while we finish up this glaze. All right, and now to cut in to the ribs. They're literally falling off of the bone. Take a look at that goodness right there. That is going to be yummy. All right, once again, thanks for watching this episode of Bag Lunches 1, 2, 3. So I walked you through a dry rub and gave you a few little hints on and tricks and tips of how I make really yummy ribs. Don't forget, like, subscribe, tell your friends, share on your social medias, and I'll catch you on the next one. Ready?
I have my ears right.
How are they, buddy? Say it loud.
Dynamite! That's right!
All right.